Sci-fi and fantasy are ever-evolving genres that are massively dictated by technological advancements, more so than any other movie genre. Whereas many worlds and special effects were once only managed to create in animation, now almost anything can be brought to life in live action. 2022 was an incredible year for science fiction and fantasy, mostly thanks to technology. These new advanced technologies made a way to create never-before-seen worlds. The result was a panoply of great low-budget sci-fi films this year, many of which stood above the bigger CGI productions. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell for more videos. Beware of spoilers. Updating the tired Predator franchise in a wholly unexpected way. Prey takes the story of predatory alien invaders with advanced technology and sends it back to 1719, when a group of Comanches in the Great Plains find their lives threatened by both French fur traders and the dangerous alien. The young hunter Naru proves herself by defending the tribe, while it's the fifth installment of the Predator films, or the seventh if you count the Alien vs. Predator films. Prey stands entirely on its own as an excellent, visually beautiful little thriller, one of the few big films to focus on indigenous protagonists. There's even an entire version dubbed in Comanche, a surprise hit for the streaming service Hulu. Director Dan Trachtenberg has discussed his hopes to helm a sequel in numerous interviews.
We have him. No, he has us.
Do you think you would ever let me be a part of your show?
An immensely disturbing, hauntingly cold film about the future of technology, the environment, and humanity. Crimes of the Future takes the slow, mysterious, alienating Mise en Scene. Crimes of the Future depicts a barren world, where people are evolving new organs at rapid rates. A famous performance artist uses these organs in his art, something which eventually gets him mixed up in a political conspiracy. The entire cast is wonderfully weird here. From the cold but sensually Seydoux to the world-weary Viggo Mortensen, and especially the obsessive, hyperactively bizarre Kristen Stewart.
Just another epiphany. Art triumphs once again.
Add spinach.
Okay, you got it. I love you!
I love you.
Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead have directed some of the most unique genre films of the past 2 decades. And they do it again with the excellent Something in the Dirt. As usual, both men star in the film. This time about a couple of lonely neighbors in a rundown Los Angeles apartment who discover what appears to be a supernatural phenomenon, like a much lower budget but even better version of Nope. The two men set up camera equipment and attempt to capture the phenomenon for a documentary they'd like to sell. Something in the Dirt is a very philosophical and very meta film, and as with every Benson and Moorhead movie, it is more than worth the watch. Phil Tippett's Mad God was definitely one of the strangest experiments in the world of cinema in 2022, following an assassin over decades. The film throws the audience into one bloodbath after another as the assassin makes their way through the monsters of an apocalyptic hellscape. While it won't offer you much in the form of story or shape, Mad God makes up for it with exhilarating and deeply disturbing violent action. The animated movie will make you question both your and the creator's sanity with its sheer glory and gore, as you won't be able to look away. It's hard to watch, jarring, and absolutely does not let you go once it hooks you in. In short, it is a must-watch.
A waste.
What brings you here, Vesper?
You know.
How would I?
The incredible world building and painterly cinematography of Vesper makes it not only one of 2022's most visually stunning films, but one of its most assured sci-fi films, a Lithuanian production 6 years in the making. Vesper is a real anomaly of a film, bleak but ultimately hopeful. It focuses on a bright spot of innocence in a pessimistic, apocalyptic world. In the film's sad future, genetic engineering and biotechnology have resulted in the proliferation of a variety of viruses that have wiped out much of the planet, creating an extremely realistic future. To tell a fairy tale-like story of a teenage girl trying to protect her family and the survivor of a crash-landed ship, Vesper is life-affirming and unforgettable.
There. I hate being dead.
Uh-oh, now you did it.
What's that?
The old story of a wooden boy brought to life is ironically given new life with Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, one of 3 adaptations of the Pinocchio story to be released in 2022. This version is undoubtedly the best, with gorgeous stop-motion animation and great voice acting. Del Toro and Mark Gustafson use the famous format to investigate history, fascism, and authority. It's a dark film for a children's story, but arguably more important as a result, spreading a much more liberating and affirming message than Pinocchio usually does.
My name is Pinocchio. I'm your son.
A radically strange, practically revolutionary film. Neptune Frost is an incredible Afrofuturist musical by the great artist Saul Williams, taking place in a dystopic future Africa. Neptune Frost follows a group of miners as they rise up against their physical and technological oppressors thanks to the discovery of a powerful hacker and a liminal dimension where they can hide out. The film uses every dollar it can spend to create incredible costumes and psychedelic, hallucinatory visuals to accompany the brilliant music of the film. With fewer than 100 reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, Neptune Frost seemed to go unnoticed by critics, but the film is one that audiences should get on board with. An endlessly imaginative little masterpiece, Strawberry Mansion is simply one of the coolest films of 2022. Using the hazy, soft-focus aesthetics of cheap 70s cinema to depict a strange future or alternate reality, Strawberry Mansion follows a mild-mannered government employee who stumbles upon a massive conspiracy. Preble is a tax auditor, but in this future, it is dreams that are taxed when he's sent to run a full audit on an old woman. Preble discovers that corporations have been using targeted advertising in people's dreams in order to control their economic decisions. What results is an obviously dreamlike, fanciful, and absolutely gorgeous sci-fi comedy romance with a great Dan Deacon score.
Let's show this ungodly beast what we've got!
And the rain has stopped and it's damp, and you walk, and somehow...
After Young manages to be one of the most deeply humanistic films of the year, Colin Farrell leads an excellent cast as the father of a family whose companion android Young stops working. Young served as an older brother and a kind of son in his own right, so the family patriarch embarks on a complicated quest to get him repaired. This leads to the revelation that Young was equipped with a kind of spyware memory chip that could film life from his eyes. The result is the ability for the father and others to see their past through the perspective of someone else. And after Young uses this plot device to explore the nature of empathy, memory, and what it means to be human, it's an astonishingly beautiful film. The biggest surprise of the year. Everything Everywhere All at Once was the epitome of sci-fi perfection in 2022. Truly hilarious, poignantly emotional, epically cinematic, and extremely inventive. This film from the directing duo Daniel's Swiss Army Man stuffed everything it possibly could into its runtime, something hinted at by the title. Michelle Yeoh is incredible as Evelyn, a put-upon mother who is trying to stay afloat during a tax audit, an emotionally distant daughter, and a sad marriage. Everything changes when the multiverse splits apart, and she's informed that only she can save it. Something which ultimately becomes an allegory for the attempt to find meaning in life and connect with very different people. It's a film which screams, "Don't give up." Everything Everywhere All at Once went the distance and won Best Picture at the Academy Awards, making it the first sci-fi film to win the top prize. What do you think about the list? Let us know in the comment below. Subscribe for more videos.